Hey, hi traders, it's Cristo here. It's about 4 o'clock on Central Time here. The market's just closed. We're opening up a new day, and we're just looking at the S&P 500 to begin with and see what were the developments today. It looks like we have had a negative day into the markets, and the clues about this negative day came I think from yesterday after the Bernanke speech, when the market kind of rallied a little bit into the announcement, and then we sold off quite heavily. Then today we had a little bit of a retracement up here, and then the market sold off. So if you remember, we were talking about this resistance line up here at 1433 if you watch my yesterday's video, and we just wanted to take a look at this resistance line, and we've noticed how the market just kind of pierced through it right there, and then it was rejected yesterday, and then today it followed up with another a bearish day. Now, in terms of price action, this is a pretty bearish development into the market, and I want to say that the market is going to reverse lower here and starts moving lower, but I think we're going to have some sort of a retracement into tomorrow again, because if you look at the 4-hour charts, we're hitting some supports down into these levels, maybe even a little bit lower here, probably by 1410. But we're also just kind of moving along this trend line slope that we've been watching for months here. When it was tested, and it was tested before as well, quite a few times. If you guys go and look at the daily chart, you can see the importance of this trend line and how many times it provided attraction for the market into this overall uptrend of the market. But ever since we've had this triple top here, the market sold off into this first leg, and now we've had this pretty meaningful retracement into the market to about a 618, between the 618 and 786 zone, somewhere over here. And then this is a confluent zone with this resistance line, so no wonder that the market kind of sold off. But it didn't do it without first probably getting a lot of people bullish, or even taking stops that were above this resistance line down here. So now we have reversed lower, and the possibility of this market moving lower are increasing now. So we will need to watch definitely for this smaller time trend line down here to be broken, and as soon as this goes, then there's a higher chance of this market moving down. The next support level into the S&P 500 comes somewhere. The more meaningful one, it's about 1367, and we have something a little bit higher up here at about 1370. So not a whole lot of the first one that would come into view. It's probably, and the most significant one before we get, it's about 1390, right, 1397. So let's just watch these levels in here if they get targeted, and then if we get taken out here, and watch for a move lower. So let's just go and see what happened into our let's see what happened into the gold really quickly in here. I'm going to go on a daily chart, and gold has been acting pretty weak, and it's been just kind of giving a little bit of a clues about what's going on overall, and how this market somewhat have it wrong in here, the S&P 500, and this weakness into the dollar. But you can notice in terms of price action how gold tried to break upwards in here above this resistance line. It was quickly rejected yesterday, and then today we finished by moving into another pretty sloppy and weak day up here. But we were also rejected at the support into gold, so 1690 remains extremely important. I think that gold might chop around a little bit, and if it is to move lower, you will need to take out the lows with conviction, then probably come back, retest them, and then move lower. But I haven't looked at gold in quite a while, so let's look at the weekly charts as well. There is you can notice this double bar rejection into gold, which is at these levels, and that's an extremely important rejection into gold. But it's a little bit conflicting with the one from the lows here. So overall, I don't think we have real direction in here. into gold. I think that this 1690 remains an extremely important pivot line. If we're moving below this one, then the markets are going to get weaker. If we stay above it, then we're probably going to keep just chopping along, or maybe even moving higher. So watch that 1690 into gold as being extremely important. All right, let's go and look at the currencies, and I'm going to bring the charts over here, and let's start with the euro dollar as usual. And you can notice, let's look first at the daily charts. So we're having this level that's been very important for a long time in here in terms of a range trading in here, and then it's been testing quite a few times 30 and 20. The market, I think it really wanted to reach that level again today or yesterday, but it just didn't really manage to get all the way up to it. So from what we're seeing here, we have these 3 big bullish candles followed by an indecision candle, which usually suggests that the market is about to take a break and move lower. So unless some crazy things happen with some news and the market decides to move lower, this is probably between 70 and 80% probability that the market will move lower, if I really want to sound smart. But just kind of keep an eye on these levels and watch, because in terms of the weekly, you guys remember that I've been mentioning this weekly rejection pin bar in here, and we were just talking about the possibility of probably selling into some retracements in here, and the market really retraced more than I would expected, but it hasn't taken out the highs of this 31.24 previous weekly candle. So and tomorrow, starting today, is the last day of the trading week, so we're probably going to need to get some meaningful selling in here into tomorrow for this market to kind of feel bearish into the next week. Otherwise, this particular candle, if it closes like this, it looks pretty bullish coming into the next week and towards the end of the month. So we would have to watch this candle really carefully into tomorrow and see how it closes up. Nevertheless, this 31.25 level remains extremely important, and we got to keep an eye out of it. There's no daily closes above this level yet, and as soon as we get a daily close above this one, then the market is probably getting ready to rip higher. So just keep an eye on that. On the daily charts, like I said, we have this smaller candle that suggests some upcoming selling, and then on the 4-hour charts, we're having this rejection pin bar out here that shows another failure up at the highs, and I think that what we're getting now, and I'm going to look at the 1-hour chart soon, we're getting somewhat a fib retracement down here that I think that is just going to start rolling over and start to move down. So if we go and look at the 1-hour chart, you can see how after, even on the 5th, I think on the 30. Yeah, on the 30 minutes you can see, because this is that 4-hour candle that we were watching before. That's the one. And then before, and then you can see how the market now, if I'm pulling these fibs out here, you can see how the market retraces up here. We're on the 50% right now, and then somewhere between 50 and 618 here, maybe all the way up to 786, but I wouldn't bet it was going to go that high. Then this market, I think, should start and kind of move lower in here. So this support is extremely important at about 30.60 zone, and as soon as this gets taken out, then this gets targeted, which is confluent with the lows here and some highs above here. And then if we do manage to break below this channel, then probably the 29.80 zone and 130 becomes somewhere in the side of the market. All right, guys, so that's for the euro dollar in here. We are keeping we do have quite a few positions long on the dollar here, so we're just patiently waiting up here for this market to make its move. We've been just kind of getting ready for this move, and we've been a little bit squeezed out into this dollar weakness for the past 2-3 days, but I'm remaining confident into our trades, and I want to keep these positions still open. And if we're going and look at the Aussie dollar, you remember that I've said, and I've gotten a lot of questions from you guys about what the stops are and how we're looking at the stops. And I said that be careful on the Aussie, because even though you're short, you don't want to be taken out of your position unless you're really having a clue from the daily charts that it's a real move. And we were watching a daily close above the 105.50, which never really came. even though the market squeezed all the way into 105.83, which is quite a bit higher than what we were watching for, and that's what the market does. Market, I think, most of the times, when it gets into one direction, it has a tendency of even intraday mostly to move and overshoot some very strong levels, only to reverse and close below those levels, because the daily close it's one of the most important. So on the 4-hour charts, we're having this double bar rejection that we were talking about, and then we had the small retracement into today, followed by a sell-off into the market. So we're going to go and look at the daily candle. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here. So on the daily candle, you're noticing that we're having this double bar reversal sort of a formation, and this is an extremely important formation. If this one fails, I think this market is going to rip higher, but by the look of it, I think that what's coming next, it's another big bearish bar into tomorrow, and then probably some additional selling into next week. But you really have to be patient in here, because signals like this don't just completely reverse out of the blue. It's probably going to take some while, and there's going to be some wood to chop in here on the way down, if that's the way the market wants to go. So that's what we're watching for in here, and we're just keeping our position short, and we're looking for 104.40 level and below. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick look at the Kiwi as well. And in terms of a daily chart, we're having this after an enormous amount of buying into this pair for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. This is the 9th day that we're having, and we're finally getting a break here into this level, and I really want to watch how this pair is going to behave on the closing basis on the weekly charts, because one of the levels that's really important is this 84.20 zone, and we do want the market to close below this for a bearish reversal in here, and I'm sorry about that, and then if it does, then the next level of support that comes up here, it's about 83.40 zone, between 83.40 and 83.20. So that's where the market is. But if it's selling 100 points into tonight and tomorrow, and even makes a close below these levels, then I would be really scared and being a bull into upcoming weeks, because that would completely make the look of this candle into a big reversal candle, and then that would suggest some upcoming selling in here. All right, guys, so just keep an eye on that, and that's how we're looking when we read price action, because we've had something similar happen to this candle up here, which at some point was a big bullish candle to the top side, but then with all the selling that came into the market, it reversed, and the bears took control of the market, and you can all see what happened after that. So don't get a whole lot excited when you see candles like this without the week being closed, because all of these can change in a heartbeat, and the look of this candle can change considerably. So all right, guys, I think that's all I've got for today. The yen still looks very weak in here, and out of all of the positions that we've got into the long dollar, the yen long, it's the one that I don't really like yet, so, especially because we're having the elections to come up on Sunday, I think they are. So that's a little bit risky to keep out there. So we'll see how the pair reacts tomorrow. If they're having some profit taking tomorrow that we may take advantage of, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll just have to make some decisions quickly into tomorrow. So, all right, guys, have a great day out there, and I'll see you up on Twitter for any comments or for any questions. All right, so have a great day. Bye bye.